Alright guys, how's it going? Had a late night. I was out here till like 5 in the morning and went to bed. And then got up about 9, went to work, got out of work, come home. And wanted to get you guys another part of the video. During my sleeplessness last night, I did get all the port work done on this. I did a ton of machine work to this, guys. A ton. Like, you can remember in the first vid, which I guess you guys really enjoyed that. That's awesome. I might put out some more vids like that in the future. Yeah, the words are gone because I cut that much out of it. I cut the piston on a 2-stage taper. It's beveled. It's got a taper here, and then it's got a different taper, and then my button top. And I matched the chamber to it. There's over 100 thousandths between that chamber and that piston off from there that I move stuff around. I decided to go bridge ports on this one. I added bridge ports, and the guys that don't know might want to know what a bridge port is. In a bridge port's where I took my cutter and I cut right into that bridge right there on an angle. You don't want to go straight up on them, you want to go on an angle. Now, doing this, these are controversial. Some people say they work, some people say they don't work. I looked at it as this is just an experiment. Why not give it a go? I did drop these some. Well, it was about right in here somewhere. This tapered in really nice, so I didn't feel the need that I had to cut any farther down. This chamfer right here, I had to put that in by hand because my original chamfer was gone, so that's all hand ground in by hand with my grind. I got the intake port straightened out the best I could. I did raise it some because I raised everything else and dropped this jug. I needed to bring it back up. Flowing water into it. I got a really nice flow into it. I'm pretty happy. Transfers look like they're hitting pretty good. This has a tapered about here, then it's a different taper, and then my button top sits in there. Here's the exhaust port. This exhaust port was actually crooked in there, and it was funky shaped. If you guys remember, there's still a little bit of black. I gotta wash this yet. There's still a little bit of black compound in there for me cleaning up that port. This plating is adhered really good to the cylinder, which is good, but it seems soft. It's harder than aluminum, but it's not like grinding, say, an OEM cylinder or an Echo cylinder or something. Typically I'd have to grind through that with a diamond and then go after it with my carbide. I laid the carbide in there and it just ate right into it, and I walked it right down. Porting this cylinder was, for the softness and the ability to cut with no chipping and stuff, that was great. I wished all cylinders would not chip and stuff like this, so that part's good. I'll be curious to see how the durability holds up on the plating. We're gonna beat the snot out of this saw, guys. I mean, let's face it. This thing's an experiment. Now, as a result, from all the machine work I did have to take this fin off right here to get it to clear in the case. It was wanting to hit here and here, so I had to clearance it for that, and then I had to clearance it here because the flywheel was wanting to rub. So let's talk about numbers. It seems to be quite the controversial subject lately. I choose my numbers on how I want to choose them. I don't say they're right or wrong. I can only tell you guys what I choose. And and I try different stuff all the time. I'm constantly evolving and changing stuff, but it's not in my place to judge the right or wrong way, who's right, who's wrong, numbers or how they port or anything. I just do me. One thing I can say for sure and for certain is if you're doing this, hopefully you're doing it for the enjoyment. I get great satisfaction of of porting. I just do. There's something therapeutic about it for me. I enjoy it, and I think it shows on camera that I enjoy what I do too. I enjoy sharing what I do with you guys. I don't hide stuff, and you know, you guys don't have to build how I build. You guys can take some aspect of something, whether it be transfer work or upper work or intake shape or exhaust texture in here. These ones, you know, I don't hide nothing. I went, after I cut all these out with the carbide, I went over all this with a blue stone and WD-40, and even in the intake, and it gave it, if you feel it, the best way I can describe it, it feels like you're touching a cat tongue. That's the texture I chose for this. I do tend to polish my exhaust ports. Not all, some I did on this one. But if my stuff, if you guys take what I put out there and add your own flair to it, your own style, your own twist, I encourage it. You know, it's, you guys too can build awesome saws. I mean, sometimes I build a good saw, sometimes one's above the other one. Sometimes I build a flop too. It does happen, especially if it's a saw I've never done before. I kind of dig the head scratching of trying to figure out how I'm going to manipulate a saw to get the desired effect I'm after. So, like this one, my gut was telling me to throw a set of bridge ports in it. So let's talk about the numbers I gave this before I got all sidetracked there. It's 80 on the intake, and when I say 80 on the intake, that means as that wheel's as this piston's coming down, when that shuts it off, that port right there, when that's shut off, that's what I mean by 80. So this has 160 degrees of intake timing. Is you know how everybody reads things different too, but that's the best I can explain to that. I have 20 degrees of blowdown, and the blowdown is from top of that port to the top of that port. That's your distance in degrees. This one has 20. I typically run more blowdown, but when I carve it off the piston like this, I lose blowdown, but I gain compression. I gain flow as well. The way this piston is, the way I tapered that right there, and then this other taper, and then this other taper, when them ports crack, there's more volume getting out my transfers that way. So the flow is going to start sooner with this piston. My exhaust number on this, I set it at 102. Now, from where I'm looking, I got smudges all over my phone, so it's hard to get you guys a pic. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but don't look too bad. It's still rounded, but yet the area from here to here, I did flatten out the peak width, and I did widen this. This port was actually twisted a little bit. I straightened it around to where I wanted it. I did straighten this port to give it to the same shape as my gasket. My gasket now has that same shape. Now I got to transfer that shape to the muffler when I get to that. I still got a muffler mod this, but I wanted to get you guys this video out. So back to the numbers: 23 squish, 20 blowdown, 80 on the intake, 102 on the exhaust is what I chose for this build. And it's a compound 2-stage tapered button top piston that I chose to do on this build as well. Will it run good? I don't know, but we will certainly find out, because I will take you guys along for the ride. If it doesn't run good, we'll order up a $50 another aftermarket top end and give it another go. It might take a month or two, but for me to come up with the cash for it, but we will give it a go. So trying to think what else. Be curious to see how this crank holds up I'll be curious to see the power that we get out of it. I haven't quite thought on the muffler mod yet. I thought about tubing, but then I do got them handy dandy deflectors from Joe. I might just put a couple of them in there. I don't know. We'll cross that bridge when we get there, guys. I have another video coming out where I talk about the Ring of Death. I was close on the Ring of Death on this one because I cut so much off that piston and out of the top here. The Ring of Death is where the plating stops and then the cylinder wall continues on. I go over that quite vividly in the other video that I'll be dropping in the tips and tricks vid, but it'll show this cylinder. And so those of you that are thinking about porting, I highly recommend giving it a go. Those of you that are already porting, keep it up. I'm having a blast doing it. It's therapy for me. So I am very, very tuckered out. So I think what I'm gonna do, I thought I was gonna throw this thing together. I still got a ton of cleanup to do. I gotta scrub that piston thoroughly. I gotta scrub that yet thoroughly. I gotta clean out the crankcase on this, and then I don't know. Maybe I'll make you guys a vid of it going back together or something. I don't know. But if I do, it probably won't. I'll bring you guys in after the cylinder is on, because I typically don't like being distracted when I'm putting that stuff together. I'm gonna hunt through my drawers and see if I've got a set of OEM circlips. If not, I'll trim these ones down and hopefully they hold. And this doesn't have a combustion or compression release. If this ends up having too much compression, we'll build or buy a base gasket and throw in there and bleed some of it off, which it'll change the numbers just a little bit, not much, probably a degree or two. But I'm seriously running out of steam. I wanted to put you guys up a video. I'm super stoked at the comments and stuff that you guys are leaving in the other one. I really didn't think that was going to be a good video, and it just shows that it never ceases to amaze me what you guys want to see and what are interested in. So I will try to make future videos of other stuff that I tear down. So I'm gonna call it quits here. You guys have a good one. Take it easy. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'll probably get me a few hours sleep. Then I'll probably make another video of me putting this thing together, maybe doing the muffler mod or something. And then if all goes good and I don't get interrupted too bad, should have this running sometime by Sunday, I'm hoping. So, alright, I've blabbered on enough. You guys have a good one. Take it easy.